Hi guys, my name is Chloe, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour. Now, I've been wanting to film this for quite a while now, and I really regret not doing it when it was super sunny, because the lighting would have been a bit better. But yeah, recently I've had the itch to reorganise my shelves, especially now they're getting full. So at some point I'm either going to do an unhaul if I can, or readjust my shelves a bit, and usually when I do that it takes me quite a while to like them again. I'd fiddle with them and stuff, so I want to do this now, so I can show you now what they look like whilst I'm fairly happy with them, and I've got it as a reference if I want to put things back. Yeah, so I figured this would be a nice chill video. I'm going to show you all the books that I own. So in my book collection I've got these two shelves behind me, which are in most of my videos. Then I've got a narrow one just off camera which houses my favourites. Then I've got another full bookshelf across from me, and then I also keep a couple of books on a book trolley. There's some under my desk and there's some out in the hallway. So yeah, I'm just going to take you around and give you a tour of all the books that I own. I'm not going to read out every book one by one because that would take forever, but I'll just try to mention things as and when I have something interesting to say. And I am going to apologise now about the shakiness of the footage. Not sure how bad it's going to be yet, but I am going to be filming this by hand just because it's a lot easier to go around all of my shelves like that. So yeah, come with me and we can take a look at my bookshelf. Okay, so we'll start off with my book trolley because it's probably the least interesting thing that I have to show you today. So on my trolley, actually up here I've just got a load of notebooks and some Fairyloot items and stuff, and I've got some random Switch games and junk down the bottom. So I actually only have books housed on the middle shelf, on the front and the back, and these are books that I don't quite want to get rid of yet, but I'm probably going to unhaul once I've read them, or I don't think I'll enjoy them that much, and that's why they're on there. Good Omens is on there still because I'm still toying with the idea of unhauling it, so that's why it's there. So that is my book trolley. Obviously I am going to have a sort through and clear off more space if I need it for more books, but that's the only books there. And then same again really, I've just reused my Game of Thrones box because once I read the books they wouldn't fit back in because they were chunkier than when they started, so I couldn't get those back in, so I've just used them to house some of my middle grades. So I've just got all my Rick Riordan books together just so they could be housed in one place, and then a couple of random middle grades on the bottom there. And then coming round, we are round to my narrow shelf, and this is where all of my favourites are housed. So starting at the top, the first shelf, and this has all of my Infernal Devices books, one of my all-time favourite series, as you know. So behind here I've got just the big chunky paperbacks. I got all of these secondhand, so they're not in the best condition, but I really like reading those ones because the text's a bit bigger and they flop out nicely, so those are my like reading copies. Then I got this one, which I think is the 10th anniversary special edition, I want to say. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, 10th anniversary. Then I've got these little figurines that I got in the one of the Illumicrate boxes, and these bookmarks which I got off of Etsy. And then these were my original copies of the series, so the ones that I read initially. And then I've also got the mangas, which I need to carry on reading because I think I've only read the first one. So yeah. And then moving down, these are the special edition books that I got in the Illumicrate box that had the Infernal Devices in, and it came with this codex and the figures that were on the shelf above. And this is just a little box tin that I got off of Fairyloot because the blues I figured it matched kind of. But yeah, this is a really awkward sized shelf. It's really narrow and there wasn't really much I could put in here, so I did my best. And then moving down, this is currently my Kingdom of the Wicked shelf, but this is probably going to have more fantasy romances added in. I want to haul the rest of the Plated Prisoner series, So these will probably be in here at the minute, because at the minute it's a lot of empty space. There are just 3 books here. So I've got my Fairyloot edition of Kingdom of the Wicked, an original copy, just because I really like the colouring on this. I love the black and gold and how it fits in with Raph's character. The little figurine that also came in a Fairyloot box, some trinkets, Kingdom of the Cursed, and then some Umbrella Academy fan art. And I figured it fits in with the blue, so that lives here for the moment. And then moving down, another fantasy romance series that I've got. These are my special editions of the From Blood and Ash series, books 1, 2 and 3, hoping they will do book 4 at some point, just so I can have a matching set. And here is just one of the secret books, and that's where I currently keep all of my Fairyloot tarot cards. And then moving down, this is my dystopian favourites. So I've just got the Divergent series and the Hunger Games series, and these ones might move. I have only reread book 1 recently and I gave it 4 stars instead of 5. So eventually I might swap these out for some new favourites, but Hunger Games are staying. And yeah, I've just got my llama plushie from Fortnite there. And then on the bottom it's just a junk shelf again really. I've got some Fairyloot items in there that I want to keep but don't have spaces for. The little photo album book that we got from Fairyloot, and I can just show you now. I've just put all of my art cards in here, which is really nice. I'm glad I have a place just to flick through these now. Yeah, so that's where I keep those. And here I've just got all of my book sleeves and bookcases that I own. So moving around to the next shelf, so I'm just going to go through the shelves one by one and then carry on down like I was doing. So yeah, these shelves are kind of organised in a way, but as I've got more books, they've just had to go where there's spaces. So at the top, it did start out as like a favourite shelf. So here I've just got some favourites, V. Schwab books. I like how all of these colours go together. I love the black, red and white colour schemes, love those. And then moving on, I've got the Wayward Children series, and then I've just got all of my self-published books here at the moment because I don't have that many. So they just live here, and some decorations at the end. And then moving down, this is my Cassandra Clare shelf. Apart from these 2, which I put in because they're urban fantasies and they needed a space. So Legendborn and A Dark and Hollow Star lived there. But yeah, these are all of my Cassandra Clare books apart from the Infernal Devices because they are on my favourite shelf. And then moving down, similarly, I've got a Sarah J Maas shelf, plus the Red Queen trilogy, the Red Queen series and Gideon the Ninth, just because they needed to go somewhere. So yeah, I've read all of these Sarah J Maas books. My favourite at the moment is still the Throne of Glass books, and I really need to reread those again at some point. But yeah, and just got my little Bulbasaur there. And then moving down, this one is my retellings shelf again, with a little bit tagged on as for some of the other shelves. So I've just got some trinkets there. I got the House of Salt and Sorrows, the Lunar Chronicles series, more retellings up there. Still need to read this Poison Heart. Uprooted, which I still need to read considering it's Beauty and the Beast romance. Wicked, some of the Dorothy Must Die books, and then all of my Disney, I think they're Twisted Tales or something, that I haven't read. The only one I've read is Loki. So I'm holding myself accountable that I need to read some of these before I buy some more. And then yeah, on the end I've just got a mix of YA fantasy. They just had to go somewhere. Yeah, and the same with Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Really enjoyed the first book. I should probably finish up the series at some point. So moving down, this is I think mostly my adult fantasy shelf with a little bit of YA fantasy as well. So starting off, I've got all of my Game of Thrones books, which I really enjoyed, and I really hope the next one is released. Although at the same time I don't have time to reread the series, and I'm gonna have to do that because it's so long I have forgotten how it goes basically. So yeah, I just got some other adult fantasy here. I loved City of Brass and I really need to reread that one so I can do that series. And then last Christmas, my friend got me the Nevernight trilogy, which I still haven't touched, but I'm excited to get to that one. And then at the bottom is probably the least appealing shelf, I'd say. I've just got this here just to protect these books from dust, because this is a bit wider, so I just keep that there to keep dust off, if you're wondering why I've got this cloth over my books. But yeah, these are mainly my thrillers, and most of these I hauled from charity shops. I've got quite a lot of them, and how I've arranged these, or tried to arrange these, is basically I've read all of these up to the one, and then these ones onwards I still need to read, just so if I want a thriller I can quickly kind of see on the shelf really what I got up to and where I can go from there. And then on the side here is kind of a mix. So I've got my horror books sort of here because I don't own too many, and then I've got some like paranormal books as well, but also more thrillers at the top because I was running low on space. And yeah, this is just a dump space really, although these two are historical fiction. Then I got another fantasy, and then just some non-fiction books here. And yeah, that's basically that shelf. So next I've got the shelf adjacent to that one, and up the top this is my dystopian shelf. Really love most of these books. There's only a handful up here that I haven't read. So yeah, starting off I've got the Shatter Me series, which I love. I still need to reread because I don't think I quite got to Imagine Me. I love the Selection series as well, but same with the last one, I haven't read The Crown, so I'd have to reread the series. Really love Scythe, highly recommend that. I've read the Delirium trilogy and Uglies. It's the Extinction Trials and the Match trilogy that I still need to read, and yeah, I've got some odd books around there. So moving down, I've got my first vampire shelf because I needed at least two to fit all of my books together. Just noticed I've still got my last book in the Wayward Children series there for now because I can't be bothered to rearrange my shelves because it looked really nice and I didn't want to mess it up. So yeah, starting off here, I've got the Morganville Vampires series, which I really enjoy. I think I'm about halfway on my reread, and I need to get around to doing that. And then I've also got my House and Night books on here, which I adored. And these really are the vampire books that I fell in love with. I did read Twilight and I enjoyed it, but these were the two series that really got me into vampires. So I love these books so much. And then moving down is my second vampire shelf. So yeah, I've got the Sookie Stackhouse books here, so the True Blood books and the novellas. I've got my Vampirates books, which you know I love and enjoy, and then I've got some random vampire books here. This one is a self-published book, but I wanted to keep it with my vampire books because I had the spare space, and so is Diary of Blood actually. But yeah, I loved all of these. And then yeah, I think I've read most of these. The only one I haven't read is Interview with the Vampire, but I did try a chapter of that one recently and it was really dry, so hopefully I can get to that one at some point. And then down from there I've got my middle grade shelf. I actually had enough middle grade to fill a shelf, well, with the excess as well, which was surprising because I don't read middle grade that often. So yeah, starting off I've got my Harry Potter books. Hiding behind here is the Pinch of Magic trilogy, which I have read the first one and I need to finish that one. The School for Good and Evil books, which I've been reading recently this year and really enjoying. I'm 2 books in. And then Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I have read the first one and I enjoyed it. And then I got halfway through the second one and just put it down. Like, I don't think I've properly DNF'd it yet. I think I want to give it another go. Maybe around winter time. I just don't think I was in the mood for it. But yeah, they're gorgeous books as well, and the illustrations are lovely, so I really want to enjoy them. And then moving on the end here, I've got my Nevermore books, which I'm very happy with. I finally managed to get a second-hand copy of the first book in hardback because this was my original copy and I was a bit late to it, so I missed buying that one new. because the hardbacks are gorgeous, so I'm just happy that I have all of them there. They look so much better as a set. And then on the end here I've just got the Hatmakers and the Marion and the Knight Brothers, which I haven't read, and then Secret Birds and Bone, which was a slight disappointment for me, but I really adore the author and that's the only book I have from her that's signed, so I want to keep it until I can get a replacement. And then moving down, this is kind of like a mismatch shelf in a way. It doesn't really have a theme, but yeah, this mostly has my romance books, then my like contemporary books with a fantasy twist kind of, so some paranormal books, got some witchy books here, dark academia, and then moving into YA contemporary, so that's kind of what I've got there. So yeah, going through, I loved Red, White and Royal Blue, and then so excited to put Love on the Brain on my shelves, and I can't wait to read this one. Unfortunately, don't think I'm going to get to it this month, but as soon as I can, I will be reading that one. And yeah, I've just got some books here. Also looking forward to the sequel to Ninth House, that's going to be amazing. And then this is the trilogy by Maureen Johnson that I really enjoyed when I was growing up, and it's basically a paranormal series about the Jack the Ripper killings, I think, and the main character can see ghosts of people who were killed, and it was really interesting and really good, and I don't hear many people talk about it. I hear a lot of people talk about her new series, which I need to get to, but yeah, I really enjoyed these ones. And yeah, I really enjoyed All the Boys I've Loved Before as well. I was not expecting to love that series as much as I did, and yeah, the movies were great as well, so that's a good time. And then moving down to this one, this is also doesn't really have too much organisation going on. It's kind of like a dumping place, classics and sci-fi, I'd say. So here I've got some more vampire books and like urban fantasies here, but these are ones that I think I'm gonna enjoy less. Yeah, I don't know how long I've had the Vampire Diaries books. I just remember reading part of the first one and enjoying it more than Twilight, but I haven't really got past the first couple of books, so I want to give that one another go before I get rid of them at least, or keep them. And then this series I hauled from a charity shop recently because it was cheap, and it seems good, but it's kind of from the same era, I think, so I just want to give it a go. And then my friend unhauled these a while ago, so I was like, I'll give them a try. And I think I read part of the first book and enjoyed it, but again, I want to read more of them before I get rid of them. And then moving down here are my classics. I don't have, well, not these are just more romances. But yeah, I don't have too many classics. I've got Pride and Prejudice, which I thought was okay. I really enjoyed Phantom of the Opera. That one was really good. I loved the musical, and I was surprised at how different it was, and I was still able to enjoy it. And yeah, I've read most of these, I think. I haven't read the Sherlock Holmes books yet, or Dracula. I got halfway through Dracula either last Halloween or the Halloween before, and then I just put it down and never went back to it, so maybe this year. And then I've got Pride, Prejudice and Zombies, which I also haven't read, but I did quite enjoy that movie, so maybe it will be good. And then just up the top here, I've got some historical romances that I got secondhand, and then just a carryover from my sci-fi shelf, sci-fi stack, which I will show you now. I own quite a few sci-fis considering I rarely pick them up, and I have read most of these. So I've read The Martian, Illuminae, The Host, I've read the first 100 book and Ready Player One, and the Iron Man books, I've read those, and then yeah, I've just got a few more to read, and yeah, then I've read all of those. I'm really interested to see what this book's like, because it's George R.R. Martin's collection of sci-fi stories, I think, so yeah, gonna see how they compare to his Game of Thrones works. So moving on to the shelf on the opposite side of my room, I'm just going to go shelf by shelf again. So at the top here is all of my Fairyloot books, or at least the ones that would fit. Yeah, and they're not really organised, I just put them anywhere really. although they are organised in high order, so I got some there, and then going into the smaller books here. Yeah, and I'd say I've read about a third of my Fairyloot books. Let's see. I've read Lore. I didn't quite enjoy it. I've read these Hollow Vows. Really want to read The Prison Healer and The Stardust Thief and The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. Actually need to get to those. Six Crimson Cranes was really good. I enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed Fable, so I picked up Namesake when they released that one and just haven't read it yet. Moving down, we've got my other all-time favourite series, and this is Skullduggery Pleasant. So these, can't really see behind my cards and stuff, but all of the books and the new books, and then the short story collection and the grimoire up the top. Moving down, it's kind of fantasy. I forgot to say, I primarily tried to keep my hardbacks on this shelf, just because this is one of the Billy bookcases, so it's a bit bigger than the other shelves. So I try to keep hardbacks here, paperbacks there, but if something goes with a series, then I will just keep it together. So yeah, here I've just got a really mix. I've got book 4 in the Plated Prisoner series, because I need to get the others when they're released in hardback. My special edition of Game of Thrones, Gilded. These are here because this one is too tall to put on my other bookshelves, and I just wanted to keep them together because they are fantasy romances. Then I've got the Grishaverse books and another copy of Gilded because I really like this cover, and I'm going to get book 2 in this edition instead of the Fairyloot edition. And then over here I've got Derek Landy's other series, the Demon Road trilogy, some other random fantasy books, and some leftover Fairyloot books. And then moving down, just more hardbacks again, that isn't really a theme. So over here we've got my 2 Sylvia Moreno Garcia books, Clockwork Princess, The Extraordinaries, which I need to reread so I can get round to reading books 2 and 3, Anatomy, which I'm hopefully picking up this month. I'm so excited to read that one. Some other hardbacks, my special edition of The Love Hypothesis, because it doesn't really go with my favourite shelf. It's really weird. It stands out just because it's quite poppy, and yeah, it looks really odd, so I pop it there. And then here I've got the 6 Tudor Queens books. This one's on top because I'm currently reading that one at the moment, but yeah, books 1 to 6, and then the short story collection. And then down here I've got my hardback thrillers slash horrors, or they're mostly thrillers, I think. So yeah, I got some books here. Got Lucy Foley's books, which I adore. Girl on the Train, really liked. The Final Girl Support Group, which is amazing. Silent Patient, which I'm going to be reading this month. Some other books here. Loved The Furies and My Sister the Serial Killer. Read this one in one sitting. It was really good. And yeah, just got some stuff there. And then these are my graphic novels and comics. I don't have too many. So I've got Nimona, first 2 volumes of Heartstopper because I'm still making my way through the series. I got some of the Buffy books, a Loki comic, and this isn't a graphic novel, but it's a magazine that I got when I was shopping, and it's just all about Stranger Things, and it's full of pictures and interviews and stuff, so I just pop it there. When it can go back, there we are. And then yeah, down the bottom of the shelf, it's not books. I've just got some random DVDs and stuff there because they're some of my favourites, and yeah, they'll probably have to be moved when I need the space for more books, but I don't have a better storage option for them currently, so they live there. And then the last area of my room, office, library, whatever you want to call it, this is just under my computer desk, and I've got like these shelves here, and so here I just keep all of my Doctor Who novels. I think they're double stacked, just because I really adore these books, and I don't want to get rid of them because they are really good and they're very nostalgic, and Doctor Who is like one of my all-time favourite TV shows, so I do enjoy reading them, but they take up so much space, so I've just put them under here, and I've got another stack down the bottom as well, but my desk is a mess. So yeah, these ones just live here. And then this is the shelf that we have in the hallway, and these are the books that I share with my partner. So I've got quite a lot of the Agatha Christie novels. I got a bulk of these secondhand, so I own quite a lot of them. And then down again, more Agatha Christie books. I'd say I've read probably like a quarter of these books. I need to get around to reading some more. And then on the end here, I've just got the Narnia series, the Bioshock novel, which was pretty good. Really good prequel to the video games, and then book one in the Spook series. I used to have like all of them on my old Kindle and annoyingly lost them. So I've just got that one there to remind me that I should probably go back to that series at some point. And then yeah, down here, this is empty space. There used to be the Aragon books and the series Unfortunate Events books down here, but my bunny decided that he wanted to lay here, and if we put anything here, then he would nibble on it. So for now, they are just stacked in my room elsewhere. But yeah, those are all the books that I have on my shelves. And there we are, those are all the books that I currently own. I hope I didn't miss any. I'm just trying to think if there's a random stack somewhere that I forgot about, but I think I covered everything. Hopefully the footage wasn't too shaky. I did try my best, but yeah, oh well. I will try and do a better video next time. So I don't know when I'll do another bookshelf tour. Probably not yearly. I don't change my shelves up that much to warrant it. But if I ever do that big change or shift them about, then I might consider doing a video next year. Who knows? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed accompanying me to look at the shelves and all the books I own. Let me know if you saw any of your favourites. I own like quite a lot of books that I haven't read, so if you see your favourite, then let me know, because it will make me want to read it a bit more, and I'm always wanting to read the books on my physical TBR. So yeah, let me know. But otherwise, I hope you're enjoying your current read, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!